Good morning everyone. It is around about 7:10 in the morning here in Bangkok, Thailand on the 22nd of December. I just want to do a first impressions review of my Ryuka Cyclone Rx1. It is a 200cc 4-stroke single 6-speed. It produces 15 brake horsepower thereabouts at 7,500 RPM and a maximum torque of 14.5 Newton meters, again at 7,500 RPM, and it feels about right. The dash, the TFT is good, shows you what gear you're in. It's even got a clock on there, although I can't see it, my eyes are not that good anymore to see them little tiny numbers. Fuel gauge on there, and all the usual idiot lights, indicator lights and so on. I have to say, I'm pleasantly surprised. The build quality is on a par with the Japanese bikes out here. The fuel economy is excellent, around about 32 kilometers per litre. That's commuting, where I spend most of the time in third and fourth gear. I love the luggage package. They've cheated a little bit, they've tried to make it look like aluminium, but actually it's all plastic. But it's as good as some Givi panniers that I bought for my Meteor 350, Royal Enfield Meteor 350. Prior to this, I had a Meteor 350, a Continental GT 535, and a Honda CB300R. I sold all those to buy a tractor for me, a new tractor for my farm up in Phetchabun. But I had some money left over, so I looked around and this was absolutely perfect for what I want. Should be capable of long distance when I go home at weekends, so it's normally an 800 kilometre round trip, so it should be up for that job. What I'll really like about it is its seating position. The mirrors are the best I've ever had on a standard bike. The gears are great, just spaced nicely, but I will change the front sprocket from a 14 tooth to 15 tooth because I will be doing longer distances. It seems to be more geared for slightly off-road use, which is probably about right for Thailand and probably China. It's made by a company called Zhongshen. We have a factory here in Thailand in a place called Phuoc Deng in Rayong, which assemble these things. They are sold and rebadged throughout the world. In America they are CSC, in England they are Sinis, Europe Vortex, and there's a couple of other names which I can't remember, but this one's a Ryuka, badged as a Ryuka. The suspension's great on it. Not quite as good as the CB300R, but better than the Meteor and the Continental GT. The tyres, they're the things that concern me the most because they're nylon. I'll be changing them as soon as I get chance, money wise. The chain is extremely flimsy. It's only done 4,500 kilometres, but it's all already worn out, to what I'd consider worn out anyway, so I'll be changing that probably later today. What else? Well, the switch gear, the left hand switch gear, it's a bit iffy on the indicators. Sometimes you have to fiddle with a button to cancel. The clutch and brake lever feel a little bit flimsy. The material of the seat is very thin, and for this to cut the price, I don't understand that. Same with the tyres. I'd much rather have paid a little bit more money and had some decent tyres on instead of these CST nylons. I can only assume that CST stands for cheap tyres. Anyway, apart from that, it's all good. A lot of LED stuff on it, lighting. The headlight is halogen. I've added a phone holder because there's a charging point, so when I do go on my adventures, as they call it, I can just follow my phone and their Google Maps. Apart from that, what else can I say? I'm really pleased with it, really surprised. The reason I bought it was because for this money, the Japanese stuff wasn't what I wanted, just your basic commuter stuff. By the way, I paid 44,000 baht for this, Thai baht, and I think the current exchange rate is 44 baht to the pound, so about £1,000 I paid for it. £1,000, yeah. Cost new is 90,000 baht. Now this one is registered a year ago, although it is a 2018 model, so it obviously stood somewhere in a showroom forever and a day. Because Chinese bikes still have that stigma. It's the same stigma that Japanese bikes had in the late 60s, 70s, as I remember. You know, oh, Jap crap, you don't want to buy one of them. And I bought a Royal Enfield Continental GT 250 at the time, while all my mates had got Yamahas and Suzukis and Hondas. I wrestled and struggled with a piece of crap until I finally gave in and I bought a Japanese bike as well. Anyway, that's waffling on. I'm not really reviewing this bike. As I say, everything's good on it so far. Suspension's excellent. The brakes are excellent. I've noticed on some of the reviews that in England they have a combined braking system. Well, on this one there is no ABS, and the rear brake operates the rear brake and the front brake operates the front brake, as it should be. Another thing I like about it is it's got a main stand, which the Royal Enfields also had. I do like that for ease of maintenance on chain, etc. Yeah, all in all, a very good bike, comfortable, so far reliable. Just one thing that irritates me is when you first start it, it will start and run for a second and stop, and then you have to restart it again. After that it's fine, but this is 9 out of 10 times it'll fire up first time, run for a second and stop. Whether it's hot or cold, don't make any difference, it's the same. I love the colour, I love the graphics, I love everything about it. It's possibly one of the best bikes I've ever bought. Perfect for me. Wished I'd bought one years ago instead of the 2 Royal Enfields. I would have saved myself a lot of money. Anyway, we'll see how things go, and I'll keep posted. I'll make more videos as I get more into this and I start using it on more long distance journeys. That's about it for now. Anyway, take care y'all. I'll speak again soon.